Utah's best coverage of the Utes, Cougars, Jazz, and Mammoth. Here we go. From the guys who have been there for all the biggest moments in Utah sports history. You're listening to DJ and PK on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
DJ PK, and we're joined by Big T, Thurl Bailey, former Jazz man, now Jazz broadcaster. Thurl, good morning.
What's up? Always a pleasure to get you guys in the morning.
Well, we've got to talk to you. You've got an event coming up, but first we wanted to talk to you. I was curious. These teams, there's so many teams going overseas now. I can't even keep track. The Spurs, the Wolves, the Jazz, everybody going to work out in Finland with Markkanen, if not everybody, a big chunk of the team. The Lakers with Luka taking everybody overseas. And in your day, didn't everybody just go to L.A. and play pickup games and let Magic ref and play at the same time? Wasn't that about it?
Yeah, pretty much. I love seeing it, though. I love seeing the culture that's being created, for me specifically with the Jazz guys committing. I mean, I think last year was Keyonte getting a group of guys together. And but, back in our day, it was sometimes wherever you could create a good run in the summertime. But it's probably part vacation, but a lot of work, a working vacation, if you will, because those are some amazing places they're going to spend that time. But salaries are bigger too, so you could do that a lot easier.
Right, and maybe there wasn't as many foreign players as there are now, or certainly not as many.
That's true.
Guys who are really good foreign players. Used to be they were kind of bench guys, maybe could shoot, but now, I mean, in a lot of different sports, we're seeing that in the Major League Baseball. These guys who come over from Japan or wherever, I mean, they're stars, obviously. From your perspective, you played 4 years in college and then went into the NBA. You got a couple of young guys, and even Keyonte can be in this category too as far as being young from that perspective. How much better did you get in the summer that you were able to do through those workouts so when you come back and your game is that much more advanced?
Well, I still consider myself, even out of college, like a late bloomer. It was an older man's league back then, PK, and you look at the league now, it really is a young league that is developing young players every single year. But the summers, to me, they were probably the most important time for my career. I came in underweight. It was a physical league. Things that you can't even get close to doing physically on the court now. You can't get away with it, but that's what the league was back then. So you had to prepare for it. I wasn't quite prepared. I was more finesse coming in and got a little more physical as I got older in this league and more experienced. But the summertime was when I put that work in. And even though it's not that long, it's only a few months, right? It's only so you take a couple of weeks off or so, and you're right back to work after the season. Especially because with the Jazz we made the playoffs, so we got deeper into the playoffs. But yeah, you put that work in, especially if you wanted to go back in shape and not let training camp try to get you in shape. But yeah, it's a lot different framework now as well. I don't think the preseason's as long as we had back then, and maybe training camp isn't as long either.
Yeah, shortening preseason's a good thing. Shorten it some more.
Why?
Because it doesn't mean anything. Because guys sit. Just get on with it. I could argue the last 4 years you've called a lot of preseason type games in February, March, and April. But we don't need to bring up those memories. Just let that go. On to bigger and better things.
I feel what you're feeling, but there's always a significance, especially nowadays. I think when you're talking about trying to get that chemistry together before the real deal. And I don't know. I mean, it's a different approach this year. So I think there's going to be little more meaning in preseason with the Jazz maybe than the past few years because you're still trying to sort out some things. Who's going to win some minutes? Who's going to look good in preseason that will play a lot of minutes? So I think to the players, it does have a little more meaning than to those those radio broadcasters on the outside.
Yeah, I would think too. Even these three guys here that did their thing here in the last week or so in Finland, that I don't blow it off. To me, everything is important, and you got to do all this, particularly when there's so much newness on this team with guys trying to figure out how to play with one another. And I would even say, Thurl, into when they get into town here in the next couple weeks and they have informal workouts over at the practice site in September, that the idea is when the games start in October, that's not – I mean, you're going to still find out stuff about everybody, how they mesh together, but why not get a head start 6 weeks before so you have a better chance to hit the ground running more so when we start keeping score and records are kept?
Yeah, I mean, that's facts. I think internally there's always a reason and an importance to everything that goes on leading up to, when the fans start coming into the arena, when it all counts. But eventually decisions have to be made on who's going to stay, who's going to stick, who's going to get time, who's going to be that core 6th, 7th, 8th, maybe 9th guy. So yeah, I mean, it all has its importance in the scheme of things. But, players are, the two best, most in-shape players when I played were Carl and John. It was a competition. And if you were a part of that team or wanted to be a part of that team, you knew that those two were going to come in kicking your butt in training camp and in shape. So if you weren't in shape, it stood out, right? Because, you didn't prepare
Greg Ostertag.
like you were supposed to. So the fact that these guys are getting with each other early, it means a lot. It means, some of your best players, your leaders, are the guys who are going to come in ready to play day one.
I know there's a lot of talk about who comes off the bench and who starts. It's important, and that can all be such. I'm really interested in who finishes games because I know they want to play young guys and bring them along, but they need to win now. And so winning means who are the best five tonight, right now, in the last 5 minutes of this game to get the W. Do you have any sense who that can be, or how many of those five are you confident in? How many of those are you like, well, I think I know who the guy's going to be? And how many of the spots are like, I don't know what they're going to do for that spot. They got to figure it out. It's going to be interesting.
Yeah, I really don't know who it's going to be. I mean, I think we can throw out names. We can throw out the Bryce Sensabaugh and, and other guys who will probably play a specific role, whether it's defensively. But I made a career out of that. I made a career out of embracing a role that was a non-starting role, knowing for the most part that I was going to earn what people call starter minutes. But it wasn't important. It wasn't that important to me about starting as much as what you said, DJ, who finishes. And so in today's league, those bench numbers are so important, not just the scoring numbers, but especially the defensive side and guys who can come in and get stops and keep the game, at a high pace and leave it better than you found it when you win the game. So, yeah, I mean, I'm interested, too, to see how that roster kind of shapes out as we get closer. I can look at that roster and say, okay, I think here's a guy like a Bryce Sensabaugh or a Collier, who can come in and help finish games and not just get starters rest.
We look at a Jaren Jackson, right? We're excited for him to see what he can do, right? He's got a pedigree. Pop's played in the NBA, and he's been around. He's still a young guy, but he's been around for a number of years. And you look at him, okay, he can score, he can defend, his rebound numbers have not been great for somebody his size. But what do you think about him as far as Will Hardy saying, hey, we need you to get to the glass more, and being able to do that? Because if they can rebound collectively, then they've got a shot, obviously, to be a pretty good team.
I think Tripp's ready to do what's asked of him. And I think what I noticed early on was that he's looking for a different culture. He's found it. He's found, I think, a place where, he has a great culture on the team around guys that he's enjoying being around, and he's ready to win. He's ready to win. So I think a young man like that who has, more all-star careers and accolades ahead of him is willing to go out and work harder getting rebounds. I think it's going to be a necessity for him, especially when you're lacking a rim protector with Walker gone. Other guys are going to have to compensate as the Jazz try to figure that piece out. But Tripp is a guy who I think we know what he's capable of. Now it's about this particular scenario with the Jazz, where he fits in, how he's going to mesh on the offensive end, playing with Lowry and Keyonte and the crew. But, yeah, I think he's, first of all, in a really good place where the culture is going to help him go out and bring a lot of those numbers up.
Big T, Thurl Bailey joining us right here on the Zone. Any of these, we haven't talked to you with all these off-season moves. Anything really catch your eye? Anything you think that's absolutely not going to work, or that really has a good chance of working, or that's completely overrated? I don't see how Miami with Giannis is suddenly going to be a power in the East.
Well, Giannis is definitely going to help change the game. Obviously, it was time for him. LeBron. To Philly, I think it's more. I mean, look, I think he still has some in the tank, but he's not going to be. He's going to be a role player. He's going to be a guy who is a morale booster because he's on the team. I think he's good enough that he's going to make a difference, but I don't know if it's enough of a difference to take them to a championship yet. So, am I saying it's overrated? No, because I think he's still got something that can be a huge, huge help, but I'm not sure it's going to make that big of a difference. I think Jaylen Brown's probably the biggest.
How do you think they compensate is the word I'm looking for, compensate the loss of Kessler?
I think when you have to think long term if you're the Jazz. I think you may have enough. Rim protection is paramount in this league as far as playing against some of the best guys who get to the rim. Guys who like to go to the rim, look and see who's in there. Like, for Wemby's inside, they're more reluctant to. Even Walker Kessler, when he was here, he was starting to become that guy who you had to think about whether you were going to challenge or not because you knew he had the unique ability to protect the rim. So I'm not sure. Those guys are hard to come by, those type of, foundational defensive players who can protect the rim. I think you've got some pieces that can be good collectively. So it's going to have to be by committee for the Jazz, I think. And so it also depends on the matchups, who you're playing that particular night. But yeah, was it a void? Yeah, of course it was. I think, Walker was starting to establish himself as somebody in the league who could be one of the best rim protectors. But, you've got other guys. It's more than about blocking shots, right? It's about on-ball defenders and not letting guys get by you so you don't have to rely on your big. I think Nurk is going to bring a lot with his size on the rebounding side in particular. And he's shown, I think, some flashes that, he could be a better rim protector as well. So yeah, that's something the Jazz would definitely have to figure out in the long term. Not sure there's a quick solution that compensates for the void of Walker Kessler this season.
Right.
Big T, Thurl Bailey joining us. Big T, you got an event coming up. You've done this before. You clearly like this. You could walk away from this if you wanted.
No, I love it, man. I love street ball. You know, I think there was a time when it was kind of starting to fade a little bit, but the younger generation now, they're getting a taste of being able to play outside and you know, and show their skills. And even some of the older guys like us, you know, we want to continue to fulfill those dreams. I've seen you on the basketball court, DJ, and that jump shot of yours. Oh, I'm serious. Oh, I'm kind of serious. I'm not sure if you're still.
I retired.
I'm not sure if you're still balling or not.
I retired. It's over.
You did?
I'm protecting the Achilles.
Yeah, I know what the body says, but the mind says I can still take you.
Oh yeah, the mind. I'm rising up over you and just throwing it down on your skull. In my mind.
Well, that's kind of what Jam Fest is all about.
Right.
But it's happening this Saturday, man, on the Sandy Promenade, just north of the Southtown Mall, outdoors. It's called Jam Fest because there's a lot more than basketball going on. We've got kids from 8 to 18, boys and girls. We've got adults, men and women coming out and bringing their teams. They can go to jamfestutah.com. As a matter of fact, if they go to Big T Bailey on Instagram, we're giving away some prizes, and some Jazz tickets are in the mix. So we're expecting a big crowd. Got a lot of great shade down there, so bring your lawn chairs. A lot of great sponsors. SME Steel's our presenting sponsor, but we've got a lot of good things going on all day Saturday. So we're excited about it.
I can remember several years back playing in some type of event at the Delta Center, and Tony Parks took you baseline, and you weren't having any of it, and you put it in the 10th row.
Yeah, well, again, that was I was one trying to teach
Tony a lesson. Tony a lesson.
Yeah.
Respect your elders.
I smacked it into the stands and told him to go get it.
I wasn't sure if you thought it was actually a player or a fly that was on your knee.
Oh man! So yeah, we're gonna have a lot of fun this weekend. We still have opportunity for teams to sign up on Jam Fest Utah. We got contests, 3-point contest, a dunk contest, 1v1 King of the Court. That's a good one for you, PK.
I retired earlier than DJ did.
I was playing in a some charity game. I can't remember. It was at Slick on their where the summer league used to be in there in Taylorsville. And Ron Boone was the celebrity coach, and it was when I was doing radio with him. And I missed a free throw. It was flat. And he said, bend your knees. I did, and I made the second free throw. And I came out, and he was still giving it. Booner, why don't you just go out there and show people how it's done? I mean, even if you've lost 80% of your game, your 20% is still 80% more than everybody else. And he's like, damn right it is. Booner, right? You're damn right it is. He said, he got serious. He said, but I was in one of these games, and I saw some 50-year-old guy tear his Achilles, and I thought, when I get to 50, I'm done. And that was in the first quarter. And in the fourth quarter, a guy who, white hair, comb over, had to be 60. And you knew he knew how to play. He just wasn't moving as well. But he's in a 2-3 zone. He goes to close out on a guy in the corner, goes down like he shot. And I lean out to see what happened. Booner leans the other way, looks at me away from the corner because he's sitting between me and the corner. He says, told you. That made such an impression on me. I'm like, oh, I'm not doing that. I've already rehabbed an ACL once when I was in my 20s. I don't need to do that. So it's over. I'll make way for the younger generation. They can have my court and go at it. Good times.
Well, it's going to be a lot of fun. We got all age groups out there, and some of these MVPs of the church league are coming out. To want to continue their careers. So we're going to have a lot of fun, man. Okay. I'll be there all day long, and we've got refueling and cooling tents, so there's going to be plenty of water and it should be great weather as well.
All right, we'll talk to you, Big T. Give them the website one more time so they can go sign up.
JamFestUtah.com.
Pretty straightforward. There it is. All right, thanks for coming on, Thurl. We appreciate it. We'll see you down the road.
Thank you, too.
Big T, Thurl Bailey. We're taking a break. When we come back, everything you missed in this show next. Stay with us.
For all of you, less motivated listeners, it's time for your 9 o'clock. Where the heck have you been headlines?
Where you at?
With DJ and PK on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Slacker Ready Headlines brought to you by Trajan Wealth. Call Trajan today, your local trusted financial fiduciary, 1-855-Trajan1. 1-855-Trajan1. Or visit their website at TrajanWealth.com. Football, PK, we're getting so close. It's tempting. Tons of injury news. Guys who are hurt. Guys who maybe aren't hurt as badly as we thought they were. Raiders running back Ashton Keyonte believed to have a sprained ankle. There were big-time fears. Got real quiet. Apparently, Raider practice, he left. Couldn't put any weight on it. And I know you're all about
Fernando Mania.
There it is. But Fernando could use a little running game as a threat, couldn't he?
Those guys are interchangeable. I'm just kidding. Genty's a really good player. Obviously, we saw him at Boise do his thing, and he's a high pick. That's just going to help whoever, whether it's Cousins or I think at some point, obviously, Mendoza's going to get an opportunity to play this season. I would think I wouldn't see any reason to sit him the whole year. At least mop-up duty somehow, something will break for his way to get in the game. But having Genty as a running back is you want all your guys. And the Raiders need to get going a little bit here. You know, the shine has long since gone off of them moving to Vegas and blah, blah, blah. You got to start winning. You can't win 3 or 4 ball games.
And be taken seriously.
Right.
Not happening.
Because there's no excuse for it.
They've got Dolphins, Chargers, Saints right out of the gate. So I would think if you're going to play a rookie, that's a good time to play him. Those are some winnable games. And Miami is probably one of the 5 worst teams in the league.
Don't be sleeping on the Chargers.
That's the tough one in there. But you just don't get 3 easy games in a row. The Chargers are probably a playoff team. The Saints, probably not a playoff team. But in that division, you never know. Maybe they're the breakout team this year. But to me, that seems a doable stretch. I mean, you got to be careful. Some people would say, well, like, give them a month, maybe some mop-up duty, and after a month, break them in. Yeah, well, after a month, if you break them in, you're at the Patriots, home to the Bills, home to the Rams. That's
we'll see how it goes.
Stretch. Yeah.
If Cousins comes in and they give him the starting job and they're 3-1, you roll with it. I mean, this is, Mendoza's going to have to earn his time on the field. It's not just going to be given to him just because of what he did in college and his status as the number 1 pick. Let's see what Cousins can do here. But obviously, it looks like that they would have Mendoza as the number 1 guy going forward in the years to come. Now, hopefully for them, that's the case, because if it's not, then they just wasted a number 1 pick.
College football, KJ Jackson will start at quarterback for Arkansas in the opener. Presumably, that means he'll start week 2 against the University of Utah up on the hill.
Well, he's been around for a while, KJ Jackson. If it's the same KJ Jackson, which I believe it is. So let's see what he can do here. Who knows what to think about Arkansas? I don't know. I honestly don't know what to think about them. When we get to that point in the week, we'll certainly be focused on them and all of our locals at that point. I mean, I get it. It's an SEC team, but just because you're an SEC team, Florida came in here. They
had problems snapping the ball without a flag, gave up a long touchdown pass on the first play of the game.
Money Parks. The pig farmer to Money Parks.
Yeah. Deep.
Was in the press box. Remember it well.
Electric.
Ludwig taking a shot right off the bat. So let's, just because they're that, it doesn't necessarily mean that they're great. KJ Jackson, and what can he do? He's a big kid. He's got athletic ability, and we'll see. See what's up, what they can do.
KJ Jackson in his 3rd year had the red shirt. Had the freshman year, and now he'll go. He's played a half dozen games, so
right.
He's the future for Arkansas. as far as you can see the future these days in college football.
They've been in the program for a good while.
Alabama named Keelan Russell their starting quarterback, so it's that time of year. Missouri without Ahmad Hardy in the season opener.
I don't know what they're going to do without Ahmad Hardy.
Go 8-4.
It'd be very difficult.
Daquan White to be waived by the Browns, set to go back to college football and join LSU. We were laughing about guys from G League to the NBA last year, and here we go, PK. The logical next step.
I want to see a guy get the Conference Player of the Week and then go play for another college team that season, or an NFL player make some big-time play, special teams or what have you, and then go play in college that season. Yeah.
Make a big play on Monday Night Football, and then the next Saturday.
That might be too quick of a turnaround.
Be on the field in the swamp.
Yeah. I mean, what is next? It's just breaking all rules of logic here. That there are nothing, and you know, once they do the official 5-year thing, that takes away from freshman, sophomore, junior, senior. That doesn't work anymore. What are you? You're in your first year. Your second year?
Yeah, I think we'll just have to use numbers.
Which is just
words for them.
Great, because I always thought it was just phony baloney about them acting like these kids weren't here to play football or whatever sport it might be. And no, they were there because of the engineering. B freaking S. Now, this just further puts it out there that that's not the case. And I never had any problem with that. They were going to the particular school to play whatever sport they were in, by large. But there's some, obviously, that were way into the academics. And now all that stuff is out the window. You're going to be a second-year player, just like you're a second-year player in the pros. Yeah.
We use the phrase sophomore slump in the pros, and we never reference it again. Rookie, sophomore slump, that's it. Third year, fourth year. Here you go.
At this point, particularly for football and men's basketball, set it up in a pro manner, particularly for football, especially for football. Just make it the pro model and get it over with. The fans have accepted it. They haven't turned it off.
Well, Tony Petitti, the Big Ten commissioner, wanted to do it. He wanted to have 4 bids for the league and basically have the in-league playoff and the championship Saturday and go from there. But that meant a lot of resistance. Maybe it was too forward thinking too quickly. Maybe you should circle back to it. Even a year later.
The cardigan-sweatered professor now, nobody gives a crap.
Right, but it was other conference commissioners who were shooting it down and other conference ADs.
Well, because they have to.
Because it's too much change too fast?
It is
freaking people out?
It is like politics with the two major parties. No matter what, I have to be against it. And the SEC has to be against whatever the Big Ten says, and vice versa.
And it's an ESPN Fox money thing because he was going to backdoor a bigger playoff and it was going to have to go out to bid. And ESPN doesn't want to go out to bid. They want to hold on to it. They don't want to pay more for it.
I haven't watched ESPN since Linda Cohn retired.
Sure you have.
I have not.
You've turned on a random Major League Baseball game. You have to.
Random?
You watch too much. I don't know which one. It's probably really important to you, but it's random.
The Little League.
No, not the Little League World Series.
No, not the Little League World Series. The MLB Little League game, which was last night.
Williamsport game last night, yeah.
Yeah, I watched it.
It did the handshake thing. High five, the lines crossing like a Little League game.
Which I always hated.
I know. Those mic'd up coaches, they were just cussing kids out in July. But in August, they're mic'd up. Okay, Johnny, let's go.
Yeah,
Johnny, if you take another strike 3, so help me.
Yeah. Jesus doesn't care if you throw a strike. Yeah, but everybody else does. I mean, give me a break. I played on that Little League World Series field.
Yeah.
And I remember our second baseman, routine grounder.
Booted it?
No, he didn't boot it, but he lobbed a throw halfway up the first base line towards home plate. And our coach, right then and there, I remember it vividly, called him a ham and egger. Because he was a gagger. We didn't go all the way to Williamsport to lose.
To have you throw the ball up the line.
And it would have been today where they're like, oh, that's okay, Joey. The ball got away. You'll get the next one. I still love you. Jesus loves you. Your mom loves you. Yeah, BS. You're here to compete, man. And I rarely watch the Little League World Series because it's a show. That's not who they are. And you saw the guy in the high school told the kid, don't bring the guy to the ground. And he did, and he kicked the football and hit him right in the groin. Did you see that one?
I did not.
And they fired the coach. This is like last week.
Yeah.
The kid went down. Yeah.
Gone.
If you're not trying to win in T-ball, something's wrong.
Kyle Schwarber's trying to win. Walk-off home run caps the Phillies' comeback. 6th in the 9th to beat the Cards, 6-4. He's got 39 home runs, tops in the major leagues.
The babe.
It'd take a big finish, but 50's doable. He'll probably finish at 45. It would take a big finish, and he's the only one who's going to get to 50, and he probably won't do it anyway. But
yeah, I got about 5 weeks to go. And then especially if they clinch a spot, whether it's the playoff or, the wild card or wherever. So don't know that he would play every game anyway.
Right.
You got to get ready for the postseason.
Well, they should clinch. They look great, don't they?
The Phillies?
Yep.
Oh yeah, they're in. I think that
they're in the second spot.
I think everything is set.
Cubs, Phillies, Padres,
Mm-hmm.
Diamondbacks out, Marlins, Cardinals. Sorry, not going to be you.
Right.
Just when the Cardinals gave you some hope, they went out and lost 3 in a row. They're back to 500.
Yeah, I think we've got those teams in the NL. And then we'll see how it plays out, order of finish and whatnot, and it doesn't really matter. You get in, you're expected to win. All these teams are big money teams.
Yeah, best 2 out of 3. You know anything can happen. So
and go get 2. Make sure you're the one that does what needs to be done. That's and I'll be watching.
American League, there's 1 spot left. The Yankees and Red Sox are in, or 2 with the AL West, I guess.
The West, yeah, the West.
The Guardians and Rangers are tied for the last wild card. And we've never had a Major League Baseball team in a full season get in with a losing record, but we might have a couple now. See if somebody can get hot in the AL West. Everybody in the AL West is under 500 right now. Astros let their GM go this morning. They're tied for first place, a game under 500, 65 and 66. And their GM's out. We're past the trade deadline. We don't need a GM. You're gone. We're going to start our search.
Well, you probably won't need a GM until 28 anyway. So
save it.
Save some money.
If the whole year's gone.
Right. To what degree does the lockout extend remains to be seen. But we do know there won't be any moves.
Mariners are 3 games back. They got beat 19-2 after losing 22-0. Bryce Miller started both those games. I guess I give him credit for standing up and answer the questions afterwards. That's got to be awful. Not that he gave up all the runs. Obviously, he didn't. But he got beat up pretty good in both those losses.
Understood.
Bees got wiped out by the thunderstorm. Played 4 innings, but not an official game. They're not going to reschedule it or finish it. That one's just going to go away. They're off today and back at it tomorrow. Anything else you want to tell the people?
Oh, absolutely. Caden Clark had 37 points and 10 assists.
So I just saw that's her 5th 30-10 game, and in WNBA history, there have only been 4 others. There have been 9, and she's got 5 of them.
Way to go.
Impressive.
Been watching her for 5 years.
And Ennis Cantor got himself thrown out of the game. Standing on the bench, standing on the baseline, standing up hollering, and they kicked him out, and he waved at the crowd. Ennis making a scene.
I heard him being called Ennis.
Ennis.
Freedom.
When we come back, your feedback next. Stay with us.
And it's all over almost here.
Don't go nowhere.
And now, enough of us. It's time to hear from you. From all your texts, tweets, and posts. This is the best feedback of the day.
Woo! Oh, I was there. It's the best game of my life.
With DJ and PK on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Join Scotty G and the coach from 10 to 2. Tim Daly Nissan Southtown this Wednesday, 11155 South Jordan Gateway in South Jordan. Got some more news breaking this morning. 49ers owner John Jed York was arrested over the weekend and found guilty of 2 misdemeanor charges. He pled no contest Monday morning to disorderly conduct and possessing criminal tools. He was arrested Sunday in East Palestine, Ohio, and posted $5,000 bond.
What is criminal tools?
That is the question that everyone is asking on social media, and I don't have an answer for you yet. There's some speculation that it was prostitution, and he recorded the encounter on a phone. But that is...
Oh, who hasn't done that?
That is not locked down reporting yet. I am waiting to hear more on what criminal tools might be. But the number of people who've asked that in response to Twitter is a note to self: do not bring criminal tools to Ohio. And
I've heard of criminal fools, but not tools.
Criminal tools sounds like you brought a clipboard to a protest. I mean, they've got all kinds of stuff here. And then Kyle Shanahan and Jed York running the Niners, and they've got they got the guys from Shawshank Redemption sitting in the prison yard.
Well, Shanahan, the traffic accident.
The collision there.
Nothing. Yeah, and you brought this up earlier. I just exchanged a text with Kurt Cragthorpe, his father Dave, who was a longtime football coach and administrator at Utah State, coach at BYU, passed yesterday at 93 years of age. He said, appreciate it. I extended my condolences. It's amazing at our ages that his wife and him still had 4 living parents until yesterday. That is something.
That really is something. That's incredible.
Right. Yeah. And so Dave Cragthorpe making an impact.
We hear about, it's just a constant Montana State, North Dakota State, South Dakota State, dominating the championship subdivision. But back in 1981, Dave Cragthorpe coached Idaho State to the NCAA title at the old Division I AA. And given the lack of money and the lack of people, how did they do that? How did he win a national title there? But he did it. Pulled it off.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. And we do know that Weber gets going Friday. He's Northern Colorado, coached by Ed Lamb. Elijah Tuiaki's on that staff, too.
A lot of names with local ties.
A couple of other BYU kids.
Squaring off. Eric Kerr makes the debut.
Excited. I want to watch that game. I hope it's on TV somewhere.
Probably streaming.
I'll stream it then.
Yeah.
No problem.
ESPN Plus has a lot of Big Sky stuff, so my guess is that's where it is. I haven't looked it up, but that's kind of my default go-to for the Big Sky. All right, reaction, our question of the morning. Keyonte George, Jaren Jackson, Will Hardy, Ryan Smith going to see Lowry Markkanen. We know they're there from a photo. Maybe there's somebody else there, but at least that many guys there. Are they building something special? Abraham says they're looking like a certified play-in contender. 2 laughing, crying emojis.
I think they could be more than that, but I don't really know.
So if I click on this, is he going to be from LA and be a Laker fan? Because most of the time...
It was condescending?
That's how I took it.
Okay.
Because I think they're clearly a contender for 10th place. I mean, I think that's obvious. I think they're clearly a play-in team. Can they be better than that and raise the bar? To me, that's where the question is. Can they catch 5 teams in the West? Yes, I think clearly they can catch 5 teams in the West. So the question is, if you're 10 and you got to win two road games, your odds aren't good. If you're 7 and you just have to win one of the 2 home games, and your odds are better. And if you can find a way to 5 or 6, probably in a series you got a chance to win. So where do they fit in that scale? Somewhere between 10 and 5. I'd like to see that. And sure, I click on it, and he lives in L.A. He's from L.A. So, yes, that's a Laker fan. Mocking. Way to crop out the other dude, LOL, Colton says. So you didn't recognize him right away. Not you didn't
I have
crop
no idea
out.
who he is.
Yeah, you didn't crop out it. Ace Bailey or something.
Right.
Corey says Ryan's on his tippy toes, laughing, crying emoji. I'd probably do the same thing amongst those giants.
It's not about the pitcher. Who cares about the pitcher? It's about the fact that the guys went over to work out with marketing in anticipation of getting this thing going this season. I don't give a crap about the pitcher.
Julie, awesome. Awesome. Alicia, loving the representation of our Utah Jazz. Rosemary says fun seems to be the plan. Have fun. She's got a little have fun graphic.
Well, I'm of the Majerus school that
winning is fun.
Yes.
There's your fun.
Right. At that level,
yes.
at the pro
and
level.
for those people, not for the fans in the stands, as we talked earlier this morning. Sitting in the 12th row, you have fun.
Right. This fun at this level is defined by winning. And there will be some sort of winning. We just don't know where it's going to fit into the scheme of things when we get to April. But I think it's going to be fun to find out.
Michael says, as a Utah transplant and a Jazz fan from day one, who remembers him as the New Orleans Jazz, I think Ryan Smith's raised the status of the team to one the players will seriously consider playing in Utah. Prior to his ownership, I'm not so sure if Utah was high on the players list. Some him, but some of the town growing up and evolving, like it's a time thing. And you just got to give it time.
I think it's the other way.
What's that?
That we have a sophistication of the player. That the player is not going to rule out
going anywhere
because of some perception.
Right.
The player, they travel around the world, or at least the U.S.,
but often the world.
And they know people who know. They may know them personally or what have you. And so I think that
and relationships.
We're seeing it with BYU. Look at the complexion of their team.
And relationships matter a lot. I mean, the money has to be ballpark. You know, if the money's way different, then people are going to take double the paycheck. Everybody does.
Well, that's why Boozer left Cleveland to come here.
Yeah. And then, yeah. Actually, you had a story earlier you should repeat. You told it an hour ago about relationships matter. You run into a Ute, and you tell the 6 Chargers who are with him the reason, and they're like, oh, they know relationships matter.
Yeah, my wife was there, and she was his teacher for 2 years.
It was Lander Barton.
And Lander Barton has, every time they've been together, he's paid her enormous respect. He clearly has respect for her as a teacher.
6th and 7th grade or 7th and 8th?
I think it's 6 and 7.
6 and 7, yeah. But way young.
But yeah, when he was a boy. And she would come home and tell me, this kid is an unbelievable athlete. Yeah. And she's taught guys who've played in the NFL. And she would say, every time they introduced that she taught PE, she would have him demonstrate because she knew he could handle it. And he was a respectful young man even then. And he shows his respect by hugging his teacher. And the kids the Charger players, I call them kids, but they looked at him, oh, that's not just some jabroni fan. That's somebody that clearly Lander has a lot of respect for.
Not some rando.
Yeah.
All right, we're out of time. Scotty G, the coach Tim Lacombe next right here on The Zone.
Okay, show's over.
Oh, gotta run.
So, this is goodbye then.
I think we should meet again.
See you soon.
I don't need the details. Bye.